Hi, Pat in the Cockpit here. It's November 3rd, just after lunch. Um, we're sitting in LAX. We're gonna do a flight up to San Francisco, just an hour flight. So let's hop in the cockpit and see what's going on. Welcome aboard. Oops, I just smacked my camera, I think. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's see if the stream is running. Get this plane fired up.
Wind 270 at 18.
It's in power.
On a 1 mile final now.
In the cockpit.
Runway 25 left, clear to land. Number 2.
Yeah, we got LAX tower.
25 left, clear to land. Busy B331.
I got the 80. So 70. Oh, is this better?
Delta 8780 better. What can I do for you, sir?
Ready for a push and start with information Bravo.
Let me turn him off for just a little bit.
Delta 80.
Let me turn him off for just a minute. And we're going to come over here to look at our server and make sure that our stream is running.
Delta 8780 better. What can I do for you, sir?
Ready for a push and start.
Okay, looks like the server's running. Let me pop the chat out. Live chat. And pop that out. Okay, and we'll move the chat over here where we can see it. Okay, let's checklist. Okay, dispatch and load sheet. We'll print that out on the little printer down here, first of all. Control P, and here it comes on our little thermal printer. And this has all our dispatch information and right there. All our dispatch information and performance information. Just gets rolled up a little bit. Okay, so that's done. DC voltmeter is good. Battery power, we're on ground power, and everything's powered up. Alternate flaps are closed. Fuel pumps are set. Hydraulics are pressure in the accumulator. Wipers are parked. Hydraulic pumps are set. Forward entry is open and the cargoes are open. Okay, fire warning. And that passed. We're on ground power. Bleeds or research are on. Isolation is open. APU is open. Packs are set to auto, and engine bleeds are to off position. IRS selector is to nav, and we'll come in here to the FMC. And we'll put in our new ARAC out today, which won't take effect for 2 more hours, so we're good on the ARAC. Position, we'll grab a GPS coordinates, throw it in there. We're at KLAX, and we're at gate 27. 27. Okay. We're going to come over to position. I'm sorry. We're going to come over to nav data, flight plans. Grab that. Back to position and route and throw it in there. We'll be flying American 1 today from runway 25 right. And we do have ATC, and we'll be departing on the Summer 2. Let's get clearance first before we do anything. And I'm going to send Frequency is 120.95. Let's go.
Southwest 1672, traffic is on the parallel on a 15-mile final DCM, or sorry, 8-mile final.
We do have him in sight for 1672.
Visual separation from that traffic. And wind 27018, gust 23, runway 24 right, clear to land.
Land 24 right, Southwest 1672.
And let's check the ATIS.
Delta 870 already taxied on a 25.
Bravo.
Delta 8780, taxi to runway 25 right via Bravo, Bravo 1.
Taxi, taxi to runway 25 right, Bravo, Bravo 1, Delta 870. Have a good.
Engine 129, you with me?
Yes, we are. Running 129, we're ILS 25 left.
Wind 27018, gust 23, traffic on the parallel mile behind you. Runway 25 left, clear to land.
Land 25 left, version 129.
Let's file.
Southwest 2104. Unfortunately, center's offline. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a great flight.
Oh, center went offline. Bummer.
Delta 1471, runway 24 left, line up and wait. Traffic on a 5-mile final.
24 left, line up and wait. Delta 1471.
maybe 331, cross runway 25 right at Juliet.
Bummer.
Bravo to the gates, give way
Well.
to the Delta that's coming out at Charlie 10.
Okay, we'll cross 25 right at Juliet, and you want to Bravo to the ramp, and we'll give way to the Delta.
Delta 8780, come out of the ramp, make your next right, and then turn left on Bravo. You got an aircraft that's going to give way to you.
So, we've got IRS is good. And how much time we got on the IRSs? We've got 3 minutes. Emergency lighting is armed. CDUs are present position is entered. Flaps are up and confirmed. And we need to set our pressure. Hold on just a second here. Should have done this earlier and I didn't. I got to close that and restart it. Air manager to get my gauges working. There it goes. Okay, we got we got the gauges running.
Delta 870 is center offline.
Sure is.
Okay, we've got our
Virgin 129, exit right when able, hold short 25 right.
we got a PDC.
Short 25 right for Virgin 129.
American 120, our nav Docker, wind 27018, gust 23, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
Roger, RNAV Docker, clear for takeoff. American 120, thanks.
So let's look at our PDC. Uh, 7112 is the beacon. 7112. 711. Okay, I have to fix that down here. Bear with me 1 second. There shouldn't be a problem. What did I say? 7112?
2388, ready to taxi, information Bravo.
Yeah, 2388, come out of the ramp, right turn on Echo, hold short 24 left.
Roger, 24 left the Echo for unit at 2388.
Action 120 over to Unicorn, 122.8. Have a great flight. You're going to catch them.
I might have to go supersonic.
Listen, out of everything that I've seen today, that wouldn't shock me.
Okay, where am I? Flaps are up and confirmed. Parking brake is
I
on
totally
shocks.
missed what happened, but I'm going to have to rewind his stream. Thanks a lot, American 120.
So I clipped it in my chat. I'll try to send it to you after I get done.
All good there. Gore.
Roger, thanks a lot.
Yep, have a good one. Over to you, sir.
Gore, hello.
1228 for American 120.
Was 1672, cross 24 left, echo to the ramp.
24 left, echo to the ramp, southwest 1672.
Virgin
Okay.
129, what gate you going to, sir?
Yeah, can we get Terminal 2, please? Virgin 129.
Terminal 2 all the way
We're on
left
looking
side.
our
Base for Virgin 129.
Okay, Virgin
BDC.
129 at Hotel 5, cross runway 25 right, left on Bravo.
I'm gonna turn him off for a second. We're clear to San Francisco, Beacon 7112, the Summer 2 stoked transition, then is filed, climb via the Civics that maintain 5,000, so we'll dial 5,000 in here. 5,000 in there, and our heading is 251. We'll dial 251 in there. Okay. Expect flight level 320 5 minutes after. Departure frequency is 122.8. Okay. It's windy here today. Okay, we're all set there. Let's start our A cars up. And we're online. VATSIM. And we're going to start our A cars.
Welcome aboard, everyone. Before
And we're
we
going to get our
moving,
charting
please be sure to fasten your seatbelt, return
and
your
Navigraph.
seatbelt folding trays to their full upright position.
Delete the old
and
one.
store your carry-on luggage in either an
And load the
overhead
new
bin or
one.
under the seat in front of you. If seated next to an emergency exit,
And we'll get some
please
charts
take
up
care
here.
of the instructions located by the exit. If
So
you do
we're,
not
we've
wish
got
to
the
perform the functions described in
Sumner
them in the event of an emergency, please
departure.
inform a flight attendant so that they may reseat you. We request that all
Right there.
portable electronic devices such as mobile phones
And
or
that's
laptops
all we need
be
for
either
that.
turned
On
off
the
or put in
arrival,
airplane mode at this time. This is because these devices
we're
may
going to get
interfere
the
with
Surfer
aircraft's
2.
navigational and communication equipment.
And for the approach, we'll get 28 left. I'm sorry, 28 right ILS.
We would like to remind you that smoking on board this aircraft
And
is
how about we
prohibited
get
by
some
law,
taxi
as is
charts
tampering
and parking
with,
gates.
disabling, or destroying
And we'll come over in a
laboratory
4 flight
smoke
and we'll do the same
detectors. If you have
thing.
any questions about this flight today, don't hesitate to ask myself
Let's see.
or another flight
We'll go
attendant.
to
Have a great
LAX and we'll get the airport information. And San Francisco, all we need is the approach ILS 28 left, and we need the airport information and the parking gates. So we should be good there. In 4 flight, we're going to put our taxi information for Los Angeles. That's good. Over here on Navigraph, we'll put our departure plate. We're all good there. Okay. Dennis, hello. V Gates. Hello from Germany. Nick sprechen Sie Deutsch? Sprechen Sie ein bisschen Deutsch? Let's see. Let's go over here and go to summer. The summer 2 departure with the Stoke transition. And on the arrival, we're going to go ILS 28 right and eddy transition right there. And we'll come in on the Surfer 4 route, activate. There we go. Let's go to performance. I guess we should get a fuel truck up here. It's going to be really hard to fly without fuel. So today's fuel is 13,349. 13,349. We'll get the fuel truck.
Ground flight deck hose is disconnected and starting
And
refueling.
cargo today is payload is 39,000 pounds, and that includes 156 passengers or baggage and cargo of 8,580 pounds. Okay. Our ZFW today is 130.3, and you can see in the stream. Danke. I've got X-Plane 11, I got X-Plane 12 right now. I just got the latest update. Yeah, I was in Germany. I went to high school in Wiesbaden. So on my stream, for you guys that don't know, I've got my FMC right there, and I got a little camera over here. That's right there. And behind me, I've got my PF, my primary flight display, and my nav display. And this display up here is just my out the front view. I call it my taxi view. So, reserves. The reserves today, 2.3. Cost index is 80. We're going to flight level 320, which is kind of high for only a 50-minute flight. Cruise winds, the top of cruise winds off our dispatch sheet are 353 at 106. Wow, it's a heck of a headwind. You hear that? 353 degrees at 106 knots. That's cooking. So we've got a 2 on the ISIT, and while we're waiting to fuel up there, we'll do our aft overhead checklist. Leading edge devices, and service intercom is off, EECs are on, engine reversers are off, crew oxygen is sufficient, passenger oxygen is normal and guarded, flight recorder's on, Mach speed warning, and stall warnings are good. 3 greens, and PSEU is off. And we're going to do a flow test. That's good, and we'll do a light test. We've got a small problem on our MIP, but we're working that out. So our lighting on our pedestal is good, and our fire control panel is good. CDUs, got some problems on the MIP. The glare shield's good, the forward overhead and the aft overhead. So our lighting test looks good today. Hopefully after world flight we can get that fixed. Oops, I'm trying to resolve this problem here. Okay, that should be good. Okay. So now let's do the forward overhead. Control panels are all normal, navs are all normal, displays are auto and normal, crossfeed check, fuel pump set, electrical panel right for the first start of the day on the igniters, lights are set correctly. Let's get everybody in their seat. Okay, equipment cooling is in normal, that's good. Emergency lightings are let me get rid of that. Emergency exit lights are armed. Let's get everybody in their seats. Hold on. Gotta fix that little problem.
The seatbelt sign is on. Please be seated and fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, all those little problems should go away
Just
here.
as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Window heats and overheat test is in progress. TAT test and recorder test. Let's go ahead and shut the doors, and we'll do that from our electronic flight bag.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
And we'll push back into the alley. So we're going to request pushback. Better pushback and pre-plan. And we'll push back into the alley. Nope. Push onto. We're going to push onto Delta.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, when we're ready. Yeah, I use the zhsi displays. They work very good, Corp. Okay, forward overhead, aft overhead is still in check here. Gauges look good. That's all good. We'll do our overhead wing heat test is good. Packs are set. And 32,000 on the flight. And this altitude here, LAX and at San Francisco is 0 feet. And 50 feet in, alternate, manual, close, open. And those are set. MCP is engage, captain side, first officer. And let's go ahead and we've got 13,300, that's right. Go to N1 limits, we'll execute, go to N1 limits. We use a virtual performance tool for our performance, and it tells us today that we need full thrust with flaps 5. No reduced thrust today, mainly because I think of the weight we're carrying and the winds. We need full thrust, so it's telling us 147 on the V2. So we'll go to takeoff page and page 2, and the runway winds today are 260 at 18 gusts into 23. So we'll put in 260 at 20, 260 at 20. So what we do is take the difference between the 18 and the 23 knots and add that to the 18. So the difference is 5, we'll add 2, and that makes 20. And runway slope is up 0.2% at 251 degrees. Put that in there and dial in 251 here. Go to page 2, go flaps 5. And our center of gravity off our performance sheet is 15.1. Put that in there, and it gives us a trim of 6.25. We'll set the trim and do the stab trim cutoff test. And that passed, and we'll set 6 on the trim. Usually set it just a little lower so we don't lift the nose off too soon. There we go. And V1 of 134, rotate of 137, and V2 of 147, which is exactly came off our sheet. So let's go to our legs page and go ahead and step through the legs. Make sure we don't have any discontinuities, and we're stepping through. It's looking really good all the way up, straight into San Francisco. That's really good. Okay. And we still have tower, but we've lost center. That's okay. So where are we on our checklist here? Bleeds are good, exterior lights, ignition, ATIS is obtained, clearance is obtained, CDUs are done. Let's do the radios. Stand by. So we'll put in
If the aircraft cabin loses pressure, the panel above your seat containing oxygen masks will open automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, quickly reach to the nearest mask and pull down firmly to start the flow of oxygen. Put the yellow cuff over your nose and mouth. Lift the elastic band over your head and tighten by pulling.
We'll put Santa Monica in 110.8.
Breathe normally. Even though oxygen is flowing, the plastic bag may
and we're picking that one up, and we'll also put in Point Magoo 110.6. It's good to have VORs in. Okay. EFIS panels, that one's set to where we want it. We'll set this one here, right there. Okay. The mode control panel is good, and we'll set our 147 as our V2 right there, 147, and confirmed. Clocks are on Zulu time, 2120. Nose wheel steering is normal and guarded. DUs are set. Auto annunciator test has already been done. We already did that. Reset the fuel flow. N1s are auto. Speed refs are auto. RTO on the brake. Let me confirm that. Yep, that's confirmed. Plain dude, hello. Arch, hello. No, we're American gates, so we're 25 right. Arch. No, I don't think I am. I'm at 27. Let me double check. You might be right. Nope, I'm at 27, so I'm at the American gates. I'm on the, you're absolutely right. I am absolutely wrong. You are right. Huh, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know how I got over here. My mistake. So, thanks for catching that. 24 left. Arch, thanks a lot. I've never been over here, so I've got to redo my better pushback. That was my mistake.
Round to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Arch. Tower controller. Yeah, I meant to be an American gate, so it's okay. I can request pushback onto to Delta when I'm ready. Thanks. So we'll be going out on 24 left. We're still going out on the Sumner 2, and we should be all set there. My mistake. Where am I? And we'll put the tower guy back in there. Oh yeah, Arch, I should know better. And Plain Dude, hello. Okay, standby gauges are checked. Altimeter is 3007. And that's confirmed on the first officer side. We'll set it in here in the standby gauges. Excuse me. Auto brake set, instruments are checked, fuel is confirmed, oil is confirmed. Oh, we need to fix that. I need to fix. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, we'll just put that takeoff, that start display right there, so we can have it ready for start. Let's see. Speed brake lever is down, flaps are down, reversers are down, thrust configuration is confirmed, left and right, fuel cutoff levers are down, stab trim main electric's been checked, squib bottles good there, and fire cargo is confirmed. Everything's zeroed out on the aileron trim and rudder trim. Let's go ahead and set this to auto. issue here we gotta fix. Bear with me. Okay, that's all good. I'm gonna fire up the APU. And we got a little. Okay, APU's coming online. Good. Okay,
Southwest 764.
stabilizer
runway 24
override
left, clear for
trim
takeoff, wind
is set to
2019.
normal and guarded. Ground proximity warning test.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb.
That's
Climb
the test.
now.
Confirm
Climb
zero fuel
now.
weights.
Climb. Crossing.
130.3 is
Climb.
good, and
Climb.
ones
Climb.
are
Climb.
good.
Clear
V
of
speeds are,
conflict. Descend.
since we changed runways,
Descend. Descend.
still
Crossing.
147
Descend.
at 251.
Descend. Crossing.
And
Descend.
let's confirm
Descend.
that. Yeah,
Descend
that'll
now.
work.
Descend. Descend
Staff
now.
trim is set,
Increase
and
climb.
confirm fuel
Increase
pumps
climb.
required for
Increase descent.
takeoff are set.
Increase
APU
descent.
is
Maintain
online.
vertical speed.
Okay.
Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
And I'm going to request pushback on the Delta.
Delta 4 Heavy, ready for departure?
Delta 4 Heavy, runway 25 right, line up and wait, traffic on departing on the north complex.
Let's go ahead and
Don't wait, 25 right for Delta
get the
4
gate
Heavy.
going away. And APU is online. And LAX Tower, American 1 on the north side, 27 pushback on the Delta.
American 1, push on the Delta is approved. Can you push your tail to the west or are you pushing to the east?
Pushing our tail to the west.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Southwest
Okay.
764, departure stop line, monitor unit count 122.
Request pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
I'm going to set parking brake. Oh, we got to wait for I should have had the taxi hooked up before I requested.
Hello, Cessna 4742, about 2 miles south of
Way too happy.
1 405 freeway, 2,700 inbound full stop turn off.
Cessna 4742 to LA Tower, squawk 7123.
All good there. Good there. We can reset those. Turn that on. Shut that. All good there. And we'll turn those electrics off. VNAV. LNAV.
47422, cleared in the Los
LNAV.
Angeles Class Bravo airspace. Make left traffic. You're coming in for final.
Clear to Bravo, and we'll make a left traffic affirmative, Cessna 4742. We can make the base.
Gotcha. Call me base.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, let's go ahead and set the packs and check our bleeds are good. And check our checklist here again. So we've got pushback time noted at 21:30 Zulu. And let's make sure our ACARS is running. And that is confirmed. And we're on our website for joinava.org. And that is confirmed. We're all good there. Bleed panels, recerts, we got pressure, start pressure adequate, and a collision is on. Start sequence is number 2, then number 1.
So connected and bypass pin inserted.
Clear behind
Release
us.
parking brake.
Okay, here we go.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And clear right, and starting number 2. And negative on the start.
behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard the flight. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened. Return your seat backs and trays to their full upright position. Also, please turn off
Negative
all
on the
electronic
start.
devices. Thank you.
Stand by. Was ist los? Let me figure out why we can't get the... Let's try it again. Okay, we got pressure. Fuel cutoff levers are down. We should be starting here.
Delta 4 Heavy, I was just waiting for the Orca 5 to make it past Clipper so I can get you out of here. Wind 26019, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, RNAV Docker.
RNAV Docker 25 right, clear for takeoff for Delta 4 Heavy, thank you very much.
We are not starting. We've got a problem.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I'm not starting.
Southwest 214 cleared to Las Vegas via the Orca 5 departure. MICE in transition, rounders to arrival. Line B is sitting at maintain 5000. Expect 290, 5 minutes after departure. Departure Unicoms, clock 7045.
There we go. And we'll explain that in just a minute. Okay. After World Flight next week, we're getting some new I/O boards. We got a problem with the I/O board that's causing major issues, but we should have that fixed here soon. We're shutting everything down end of next week. And so we're up to max motor on number 2, and we'll lift the fuel valve. And we have light off on
Tow
number
is
2.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
A little late on the pushback here. And we're going to crank on number 1.
214 clear to Las Vegas International Airport via the Orca 5 departure news transition. Rangers 1 arrival. Climb via the SID, except maintain 5000. Expect flight level 290, 10 minutes after departure. Park signal keys on Unicom and worst block. 7045.
Read back correct and call for push.
Roger, read back correct and I'll call for push.
That's 422, 3 mile left base.
Cessna 422, wind 26019, runway 25 left, clear to land.
925 left, Cessna 422.
Delta 4 Heavy, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a great day.
Heading to Unicom 122.8, Delta 4 Heavy, thank you very much. See you.
LAX Tower, good evening. Lufthansa 456 Heavy, ILS 25 left, 12 miles.
Lufthansa 456 Heavy, traffic is Cessna 152 on a left base, runway 25 left, clear to land number 2, wind 26019.
Clear to land number 2, 25 left, Lufthansa 456 Heavy.
Yeah. Disregard.
Cessna 422 request short approach.
Cessna 422 approved. We're all shooting at the cabin.
Deuce to the minimum.
Yeah, if you can reduce the final approach speed, that.
Okay, let's start number 2.
422, we'll make it a long landing and get off at Alpha 7.
Actually, here, I'll do this. I don't have anybody on the south complex. Lufthansa 456, you got visual on the field?
Lufthansa 456, not yet.
Okay, that's good. So let's do before taxi checklist. Fuel cutoff levers, engine generators on APUs. Generators are good.
Say again, Lufthansa 456.
Probes is down. Heats are good. Hydraulics are good. APU bleed is off. Engine bleeds are on. Packs are auto. Isolation valve is
Sidestep 25
auto.
right, and we have the field in
Bleeds.
sight now.
Exterior
Lufthansa
lights.
456
Taxi is
Heavy.
set. APU is off. Terrain radar on the captain's side. Weather radar on the first officer side. And we're clear on the
right, visual approach.
master caching, flaps 5, and it is coming up. Transponder is set, and that's good.
Follow the rules. Everybody still gets
Weather radar flight control test. Let's do a flight control
As
test.
do I.
Okay, pitch. We're over here to Southwest Delta side. We're all good there.
Southwest 214, can you push into the ramp?
A-firm.
Tower American 1 ready to taxi to active with Bravo.
American 1, Delta 8, Echo, hold short 24 left.
Delta 8 Echo, hold short 24 left, American 1. Okay, here we go, Delta 8 to Echo. Okay, here's Delta 8, and we'll take a right on Delta and hold at Echo. Get everybody in their seats. Got X-Plane 12, Beta 11, 10 came out today, no 12, 11, 10 came out, was failure, they put 11.
Alpha 7, and then
I still have floating vehicles. So if you see floating vehicles, ignore them. Here's Delta 8, and right on.
There are several emergency exits throughout this plane. Please take a moment to locate your closest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit might
Come
be
down here to Echo.
to evacuate the aircraft. Lower level lights will guide you towards the available exits. Doors will be
Here's
opened by
Echo.
pushing the handle in
Now we're
the
going to hold
direction
here
of the
at
arrow.
Echo.
Each door is equipped with an inflatable
Got a
slide.
big 747 landing over here.
Oxygen and air pressure are always monitored throughout the flight. If decompression occurs,
Big
an
guy.
oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you and place it firmly over your mouth and nose. Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. It might seem like the bag isn't inflated.
We're going to stop
but
right
oxygen
here.
is flowing to the mask.
Set the
If
brake.
you're traveling with a child or someone who needs help,
Tower American 1 holding short Echo 7 with Bravo ready to go.
American 1, runway 24 left,
Line of 24 left, American 1.
in the event of an emergency, please assume the
Okay,
brake
lights, camera, action.
Lean forward with your hands on top of your
Continuous.
head and elbows against your
Left
thighs.
on 456, can you paper roll out all the way down to Lima, exit right at Lima. After the parking deal, Lima, Bravo.
Chart up.
Okay, the cabin is secured.
AK
Have a good
Lima,
flight.
taxi to parking via Lima, Bravo, Kilo, Lufthansa 456 Heavy.
To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpiece. Also use the whistle and
Traffic,
to
traffic.
tension. Your seat bottom cushion.
We're going to hold right here, 24 left.
Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest.
And center's off, so we'll be over to Unicom.
Laptop computers may be used only when the seatbelt sign is off and when permitted by the crew. Mobile phones must remain off
Southwest
throughout the
pushing
flight.
back.
Remember that this is a
American 1, RNAV Delray, wind
damaging
6019, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
RNAV Delray, American 1, 24 left, clear
In
takeoff.
a card located in the seat pocket in front of you. It is recommended that you read it before we take off. If you have any questions, please ask myself or another crew member. We hope you enjoy your flight.
Here we go. Critical clear. 40%. Toga. And throttles advancing. We're rolling. Tape alive.
80 knots.
And going through 100 knots. Thrust hold confirmed. Engine stabilized.
V1. Rotate.
And we're flying.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
American 1,
400.
departure is currently offline, monitor Unicorn 122.8, see ya.
Over to Unicorn, American 1. Thanks for some good service.
Beautiful scent, by the way.
1,000.
Thanks. We'll be doing world flight.
Look forward to seeing you.
Air New Zealand 362.
We'll see you.
Okay. Flaps 2 speed confirmed. Let's go to Italy. And we're going to push around.
Southwest 214, you ready to taxi?
Flaps 1 speed confirmed. There we go. And that's up. Flaps up, speed confirmed.
4, ready to go, ready to taxi.
Southwest 214, come out of the ramp, hold short 214.
And so we're going to go to 122.8 because center is offline.
1,000 to go.
And we're going to
1,000 to go.
pitch down. Oh, here. That's why. We don't want to stop at 5,000. 132. It's coming back up. Turn that off. Now we got a tailwind. That's why we're getting pushed around. Took off and it switched around. Now we got 17 knots over here now. You can feel it kind of swinging us around. We're going to fly it by hand to 10,000. We'll put the autopilot on. We don't need that screen anymore right there. We'll turn that one off right there for a while. And we'll put the autopilot on and confirm command is on. Let's do our after takeoff checklist. Autopilot is engaged. Attendant notified. Cabin pressurization. And we've got about 3.5 pounds of pressure at 2,000 feet and a positive rate of climb. The APU bleed is off, engine bleeds are on, packs are auto, isolation valves are auto. APU is off, exterior lights as required. That's good. Auto brake selector is off and gear is locked. And let's go over here and go ahead and the lights are off. Monitor the electrical power. Looks good. Hydraulics and pressure are all good. Cabin temp is good. Engine status 6,000. Got 7,000 pounds of fuel on climb out per hour. That's good. And we're scheduled to have 6,000 pounds on arrival. Let's go ahead and plan the arrival. We should start our right up towards Santa Barbara now. This should be Santa Barbara right down yonder. I take that back. Santa Barbara's much farther up. So this should be Ventura 108.2. Let's see if we pick that up. 108.2. that's Ventura. Okay. And then up the road, we'll pick up San Marcos at 114.9. And there is San Marcos, right there. Okay. Sasha, hello. Jim, hello. Vacation, I'm going to call it, Jim, I'm going to call the vacation painfully nice. Relatives, you know? Painfully nice. No, it was great. It's good to see family. Went to Phoenix, saw family. Went to Albuquerque, saw family. And Sasha, it's good to see you. Okay, let's plan the arrival. So we're going to KSFO, and we'll put a 100-mile circle around there, and a 30, and a 20-mile circle. We're still on this departure plate. We screwed up the takeoff. We started on the north side. We thought we were to the south, and the tower controller had to correct us. Pump through 18,000, so we'll go off of go over to standard right there and set our standby altimeter to 2992. Okay, going to flight level 320 at got a little bit climbs just a little too hard. Let's do 330 at 0.79. 0.805 on cruise and descent, 0.790 at 320. Okay. So climb up pretty hard. So we've got into this jet stream, and we've got a headwind of 84 knots now. It's really bumping us around considerably. I'm gonna let everybody know we have to stay in the seats. So, you guys should watch the plane for a second. I'm going to go to the little captain's room. I'll be right back. So I don't know how many you can tell. It's pretty rock and roll up here. We're getting pushed around considerably. Well, you can look out the window and see that. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about. One is our problems we have in the sim. Our I/O board for the pedestal and the MIP are going to be replaced with some. We've got USB boards in here. They're 64 input, 128 output I/O boards. They're going to be replaced with some network versions. And the rumor is they're in the shipping department from Flight Deck Solutions, ready to go. We'll see. Really looking forward to that. That will be after World Flight. That's the second thing I want to talk about. Starting Saturday, I'll be participating in my third or fourth World Flight. VATSIM World Flight for charity. As the last several times, other 3 times, I'll be flying with Pikatonga. Most of you know him as Pikatonga or Duncan. He is the one that developed Flight Deck Solutions to XP software for all my hardware. He's also the one that maintains zhsi, and I think somebody else here said something about zhsi. Who was it? Let me look in the chat. Dennis, I think. Let's see who said. I can't remember who said they use zhsi. Anyway, so if you use Flight Deck Solutions or zhsi and you want to thank Duncan or Pikatonga for all his free work, I will, when I'm doing World Flight with him, he'll be flying as Team Hamilton in World Flight. He'll be flying as Air New Zealand 361. And I'll be flying as Air New Zealand 362. We'll take turns. He'll do half the flights and I'll do half the flights. It'll be 45 flights in 7 days. So those of you that do use HSI and Flight Deck Solutions to XP software and would like to show some appreciation to Duncan, you can donate to his charity, which will be in the description when we do World Flight, and in the chat it'll the link to his website, Team Hamilton. You can always Google Team Hamilton New Zealand World Flight. And his charity is the Westpac helicopter rescue helicopters in the North Island of New Zealand. I'll talk about that more later on. I know that if it wasn't for Pikatonga, I could not be flying this plane in X-Plane. So, I do appreciate all his work. We're getting up towards cruise, but we're going to keep the seatbelt sign on because it's rock and roll. We have 100 knots on the nose and we're just being buffeted around like crazy.
1,000 to go.
Let's see if we're going to have ATC. It looks like most of the ATC has gone off. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. That's the other nice thing about World Flight. We're guaranteed to have full ATC coverage around the whole world. Delivery, tower, approaches, departures for the whole world. So it'll be 7 days of listening to ATC in different languages, not different languages, but different dialects. Got a couple gentlemen in the chat from Europe. I know Dennis is in Germany. Anyway, the interesting thing about World Flight is, you know, no matter where we go, English is in the local dialect, and it's interesting to be able to navigate trying to understand my version of English versus, for example, the English version of English, which is almost impossible. And trying to listen to somebody from Scotland speak English and have me understand it is almost hilarious. Some languages, the Germans, when they speak English, easy to understand. Austrians, Italians, French ain't too bad. Some Asian countries, I have a difficult time picking it up. Mainly it's the speed at which they speak. It's interesting. Aussies are good. New Zealand, I have no problem. But that's what makes it fun. So my flights, let's see, what are my flights? I've got, my schedule is go to Kinabula, to Ho Chi Minh City, then to Chiang Mai, and then to Kathmandu. Then the next day I do Nairobi, Madagascar, to Kimberley, South Africa, to Luanda, and then the day after that I do the Tierra, Tenerife North, to Malaga, to Rome, to Thessaloniki in Greece, to Krakow in Poland. Then my next day, and in between Duncan does the flights. Whoa, I'm getting pushed around, 104 knots on the nose. I do Brussels to Prestwick, to Keflavik, to somewhere in Greenland, Narsaqua, I can't even pronounce it, to Gander, go to Gander, Canada, and then I go from, then Duncan takes over, and then my next flights are Pelo Negro in Colombia to Quito, La Paz, and Santiago. And then my last day, where do I go? I think I go, let me look here. Let's see what my last day is. Team Hamilton, World Flight. I'm going to post his. I'm going to post it in the chat right now. This is, there's the link to Duncan's website, so if you want to take a look at it, Team Hamilton. You can see some of our pictures and our routings. See, the last day I have to do flights, where are my flights the last day? From Tahiti to Auckland. Tahiti to Auckland. Let's see, our top of descent's 115 miles, and we're on a path to go to Morro Bay, 112.4. Right there, there's Morro Bay. And from Morro Bay, we go up the coast, Paso Robles. Let's see if we pick that up, 114.3. Or actually, 114.3. Just putting VORs in for fun. Big Sur, 114. 114. camera. I'm gonna mess with my camera a little bit. I'll be right back. Hey Lucas, I would call it more than light chop. It's pretty, I got 100 knots on the nose, so it's bouncing me around pretty good. I got the seatbelt signs on. It's pretty, we started descent 82 miles in San Francisco. Yeah, it's bouncing around. So we tried X-Plane 12 Beta 10 this morning, and it failed. Let me check my notes. Well, let me back up. For some people it failed. So notes say that we tried Beta 10, and I thought we were putting Beta 10 in, but they immediately pulled Beta 10 and put Beta 11 out. So I have Beta 11 in. It seems to be working fine. We're still using Zibomod 2.1, and the new ARAC is 2211, which won't actually be used till about 2 more hours. Hey Mike, it's M Cube there, Midnight Maverick. Midnight Maverick came down to the sim this last weekend, Saturday, and we did 2 flights and some touch and goes. Have you guys, as a team rookie, started their flight over to New Zealand, Australia for the world flight? So Fly with Rookie has got a team with his sim in the world flight Delta 8732, was it? I think. And they were going to get all their guys to go practice and fly over to Australia, the world flight. 12 hours. What was it? Delta what? What was your call sign? Delta 80 what? My planes, let's see, depart at 3 a.m. Delta 8317. I'll write that down. So, 3 in the morning. Okay, keep an eye out for you guys. Are you gonna fly on VATSIM over there? Wow, you'll be flying non-stop then. Probably Hawaii, Tahiti, Auckland. So Maverick, my 2 IO boards looks like they're going to ship soon. They're in factory in the shipping department, so hopefully they ship and I have them by the end of world flight, and we'll be tearing everything down then. Okay, great. I'll keep an eye out for you. I'll definitely keep an eye out for you. The scenic route across the Pacific. You're not going up and over, you're going across the equator. You're not going up and over the through Alaska. You're going over to Hawaii and down. It's actually the longer way than up and over. Okay, I've got 90, what do I got? 59 miles to go. I'm gonna go get the weather in Frisco. And at 21:58, just recently, Zulu, the digital ATIS was Victor, and it was 300 at 5, winds are 300 at 5, and visibility was 10 miles with a few at 3,000 and a few at 20,000. Temperature is 15, dew point is 2. Altimeter is 3022. Preset that in. And we'll definitely be coming in on 22 right. And let's go to our FMC, the descent page, and go to forecast. And we'll put in uplink, and this uplinks the descent profile in wind and speed from SimBrief for flight level 310, 150, and 10,000, and we'll put in 3022. Put that in, and let's go to our performance landing calculator in Zibomod, and we'll put in runway 28 right. And winds are 305. Temperature is 15. 30.22 on the Q and H. We'll do flaps 30, and landing weight is calculated to be 136,963. 136,963. Put that in. Whoops, error. That's better, and we'll go to good. VREP plus 30. It's going to be 150 knots, and with a landing speed of 145. So approach 150, landing 145. Drop that in there. That's all good. At waves, and we had 26 miles to the top of the descent. 10,000 here. We're just setting our profile up, and 8,000 here. And hold it. 4,000 at Sydney, and Sapin. 3,000. Let's just step through our waypoints and make sure everything looks copacetic. And straight on in, let's put fix in, we'll put a 10 mile. And that looks real good. Oh yeah, turn in at about 11 miles out. We're all set up for our descent. 19 miles. Hawaii, Marshall Islands, Guam, and then down. Okay, a little farther east than west than I would have, but you're going over to Australia, so yeah, Guam. And if you're going to New Zealand, you'd be farther east. You wouldn't need to go to Guam, since you're going to Sydney. So you'll have 1, 2, 3 stops down to Sydney. Yep. Sounds good. Okay, so let's get our departure plate we can delete. We got the Surfer 4 arrival. Altitude is 13 feet, and that's programmed in. And we get our plate. We'll use ILS 28 right. Where is that in ForeFlight? ILS 28 right. Right there. We're going to gate. What gate we going to today? Delta 6. So our localizer is 111.7. Dial that in with a course of 284. And we got that put in. Minimums of 200. Radio mins of 200. San Francisco is 115.8. We'll dial that in and see if we pick it up. Got our markers in. OR 284, and it should be ... Yes. ... Dash dot. Dash dash dash. That's it. Okay. Got a beeper in for the localizer, which should be dash dash dot. India Golf Whiskey Quebec. That'll be a ways down the road. And it changes to 50 miles. And we should have already started down. Here we go. And to notify the attendant. And that should have been off anyway. Set that to there. And we've started our descent. To flight level 200. arm the speed brake, and that's a negative on the arm, so we have to fix something here. Here, go to annunciators, turn the annunciators on and off once, and zhsi, and now we're armed. Okay, they're just extra annunciators we have. Hey Mick, welcome to our flight to Frisco. We're starting our descent. Welcome aboard. And ATC is not on right now. Where's ATC? I lost ATC. Hold on. There it is. Went and hit it. Oh, approach is on. Okay. Uh, 119.6. Very nice. Okay, we're on the Surfer 2, Surfer 4 with, we have an ATIS here with digital ATIS Victor. And we should be getting a call out for San Francisco approach here in just a bit. Oh, he went on. Okay, we'll see if he comes back on. Speed slowing down. Let's put the speed brakes out a little bit. High here. And let's go ahead and just dial that in. Get us down to where we need to be. Get us down. We're going to VS mode here. So approach is on, he went back off. Too bad. Ground is on. Oh, Sacramento ground. Nope, so we have no ATC. I think we're dialed in a little better now on our descent profile. Let's take it, our last waypoint on the arrival is Eddie at 6,000. We'll take it down to 6,000 on the arrival plate. Speed's good, descent rate's good. Okay, and 3022 on the altimeter. That is confirmed. We'll set it to standby to 3022. That's good, and confirm our first officer side is 3022. Terrain on the captain's side, weather on the first officer side. Winds are still 71 knots on the nose as we descend through 16,000. It's windy. Not down on the deck though. Actually not bad. Is there SBGR airport in X-Plane 12? I'm sure there is. As a matter of fact, I think that is in World Flight, isn't it, Pedro? Absolutely. That's Polo Negro, Polono Negro, I think. Is that? Did I say that correct? I think I said that right. Let me check. Spreadsheet. Let's see, SB, that's Polono Negro. Yes, it is an X-Plane 12. It looks great. It's really got, it's way up on a plateau. Very interesting runway. World Flight is going in there. And again, that is Sierra Papa. What was that? Golf Romeo. There's another name for it. I don't remember what it is. Pedro might be able to look it up. Pedro Swasa Aviation. Tell us the other name for it. Okay, we've got. Where are we right now? We are south of the bay at 12,000 on descent profile, and the speed's coming down. That's good. Yeah, I fly to Quito from there. To Quito, then La Paz, and then down to Santiago on World Flight. Duncan takes over. I think Duncan flies in the Polo Negro. I'm sure I'm butchering that name from Grand Caymans. And our rate of descent is slowed down because we're trying to slow down, but 8,000 at fault. Winds are down to 44 knots, and I can see the south end of the bay. Yeah, that scenery at Polono Negro is really neat. It drops off the cliff at one end. It's basically on a plateau. It's absolutely gorgeous in X-Plane 12. And that's all default in X-Plane 12. There's no downloads necessary besides the default scenery. I think the only default payware I have for X-Plane 12, I tried what I did. I purchased one, Denver, and upgraded, and then I got Brisbane just to see what it's like in Orbix. looks pretty good, but those are the only two scenery. I don't have anything on the forums installed. Everything's default global scenery for X-Plane 12, and it all looks really good. And loading times are great.
10,000.
Okay, 10,000, speed looks good. Let's go lights, camera, action. Okay. Let's check for traffic coming into Frisco. ATC is not on, and let's look for traffic. KSFO, I'm checking this in VATSIM, and we're the next to land. The next guy behind us is about 10 minutes, so we're all good there. Confirm that. Let's go ahead and set this down to, one second. Approach is ILS 28 right at Eddy. That's all good there. Eddy's going to be at 6,000 feet. Let's confirm that on the chart. Yeah. 6,000. That's good at Eddy. And that's also the final approach altitude at, well, that is Eddy, okay. That puts us out about 20 miles. We'll go to Sepin at, and turn in at 3,000. RPM's dialed in, looks good. And we should start our descent to 8,000 here, it's coming up. See our vertical descent profiles looking pretty dialed in there. About 1,500 feet per minute. Let me start our descent camera. I've got to head it off. Okay, on the upper right up here, that's our out the front view, just the front screen. So you'll see our descent camera, which is nice to look at, as opposed to looking through the front window. What you're seeing is the actual 4K screen that I'm looking at, as opposed to looking through the camera through the cockpit at the speed's good. Okay, I can go ahead and bump it down to 3007 now. Here's the bay. It's a nice day out. As we get lower, we might start to see some flickering. X-Plane 12, close to the horizon with the clouds. We get some pretty ugly flickering going on. They're still working on that. Remember, this is a beta. It's a beta 11 now. So it is what it is. It's still pretty fabulous. So very good comparison to Microsoft 2020. 20 miles out. We got somebody going out on 01 right, I think, or left. Let's slow it down. Speed brake out as we descend. We don't want to overspeed this baby. Got somebody over in Oakland, it looks like. Speed's coming down nicely. Okay, I put my last fix in 3 miles. 10, 5, and 3. So 10 miles is 3,000 feet. Flaps maneuvering speed. 5 miles gear down, and 3 miles fully configured and stabilized. And we're going to go ahead and go flaps 1 now.
1,000 to go. Let's do flaps 1. Still get that speed brake out. Get it slowed down to flaps 1 speed. Runway in sight. Okay, I can go ahead and arm the approach. San Francisco traffic, American 1 turning 10 mile final runway 28 right. Let's go flaps 2. And we've got the localizer. And missed approach is going to be climbing to 1900. So we're moving down to 2000 now. 1900. We're on the glide slope. Missed approach. Climb to 3000, excuse me. And we're on the glide slope. We're going to go to flaps 5. Slow it down. Missed approach, climb to 3000 on San Francisco VOR to VIC-U view. Okay.
25.
8 mile, American 1. American 1 will keep an eye out for departing traffic. And let's do flaps 10. Speed brake is armed. Let's go ahead and get the flaps 7 gear down just a little early. RTO is 2. And let's go to flaps 15. Gear coming down. And slow it down to flaps 15 speed. Speed's coming down nicely. I'm going to go manual since I have visual. It's my plane. I'm going to go flaps 25 and set the reference at 145.
Traffic top sky 720 Whiskey passing 4,600 for 190. Let's go.
Confirm the gear down. And let's do flaps 30, about 4 miles out. Speeds look good. Don't have the poppies yet. Nose down a little more.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Feeling a little different with this beta. I wonder why. Aircraft carrier down here. Nose up a little. Speed's looking good. Okay, final approach checklist. Gear down. Confirmed. Flaps 30. Runway in sight.
500.
Speed set. Attendant notified. Clear land.
400.
Get lined up a little more here. Feeling different today.
300. Approaching decision height.
Scenery's looking fabulous though. Speed's good.
200. Minimums.
Continue. And we'll go ahead and bring the gear. We need a speed brake.
50.
Throttle back.
40. 30. 20. 10.
And we went a little long here. That's okay. Plane definitely feels different.
$80 knots.
And we'll go ahead and shut that speed brake down. We can get off on Delta.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. The captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. At that point,
San Francisco Traffic American 1 has vacated runway 28 right at Delta, crossing 28 left, Delta to the gate.
caution when opening overhead bins as luggage bins moved around during the flight.
When you
If
open
you
the
need
overhead
assistance
compartment,
when
be
deboarding,
careful,
please remain
as
seated
items may have
until
moved
Get that
mid-flight.
flap back up. Start the
Pursuing
APU.
On
American
behalf of the
Airlines.
crew, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on this flight. We look
We're going to
forward
gate
seeing you
D6.
soon. Have a great day.
And we got a little problem here. Shut those off. I'm going to stop right here and fix this problem I've got. Switch stuck. Okay. Let's just motor forward and see if we can resolve this. A little bit of a problem here. you can hear the problem. I got a jam switch. Try that. Who knows? Delta 6 should be way back around the corner. Well, I got a frozen switch here and I can't figure out which one it is. Ah, that's working. Okay. D6. D6 is down on the corner. This may be D8 or D7. Yeah, it's probably D7. We wanted to be over one more. It's okay. Stop it right there. Set the brake. APU is online. Kill the engines. That off. That off. Have the standby. That off. That off. Turn those off. Okay, I did a long landing. Little deviation on the glide slope, and approach speed was a little high. So I had 1.02 dots on the glide slope deviation. They'd like to have 1 dot. Little fast, hit 158, getting close to touchdown. It was fine. And let's see what our ACAR said our touchdown rate was. 145. 145 feet per minute. That is definitely Better than my average. Okay, we filed our PIREP. And we should be getting ground power. Why don't we have ground power? Hello? Let's request a GPU. Fire that up. APU off. Fuel pumps off. That's off. Off. Off.
Traffic, November 129 X-ray now
That's
on the
off.
localizer for runway 28 right.
That's off. Okay, so Pedro, I'm going to take you over to SBGR and show you in X-Plane 12. Let me go look. SBGR. SBGR. Let's go take a look. Change location. SBGR. There it is. Sao Paulo. Oh. Okay, I was wrong. Sao Paulo. Is that Brazil? Yeah, there it is. SBGR. It's in X-Plane 12. I'm looking right at it. I go render over there in just a minute.
American Airlines 2.
Let me. Hold on just a second. That's all good. Pedro, you still here? We'll go. I'm going to disconnect from VATSIM and go render over at SBGR. And change location, SBGR, Sao Paulo. And let's just go render over there. And we'll go to daytime, start new flight. Yeah, so what we'll do is go to our we'll go full screen on this so you can see SBGR. It's loading up.
American Airlines 2.
Shift 8. It's loading up. Okay, so shift, let's go to the tower view. Shift 5, whoops. Shift 5, we're in the tower view. Ah, I see what you're saying. There's an airport, but there's no buildings. Bummer, dude. You're absolutely right. There isn't a runway here. There's a runway, but there's no buildings. Whew. I was all wrong. So that one I'm going into is SKBG. Yeah, not SK. SBGR. Okay. Let's see where that's located. Go into airports, maps. S, B, GR. Yeah, São Paulo, Brazil. Oh, this is that one on, yeah, I've been in here. Okay, I've been here. Yeah, this is definitely, the city is being rendered, but nothing in X-Plane 12 as far as buildings. So,
American Airlines 2.
I would recommend that you file a bug report in a bug report in X-Plane 12 and saying there's no buildings. Okay, who's left here? I think it's time to log off. That is definitely my last stream flight. I'm going to probably do another flight, but I'm not going to stream it. It's funny because there's looks like there's train tracks around here and some other stuff, but no buildings. No on-airport buildings. Okay, guys. I think it is time for me to sign off. I want to thank everyone for being here. Maverick, if you're still here. Mick, thanks for being here. Pedro. Lucas, thanks for being here. Jim, Sasha, Core, Dennis, Arch. Arch is the tower controller. Thanks all for being here. And I will check you on the next flight. I don't know if I'm going to do another streaming flight between now and World Flight, but on Saturday at 2100 Zulu, I will be streaming as Air New Zealand 362 for World Flight, and I definitely hope to see all of you here. So I'm going to log off. Stop. Bye. Thanks, Mick.